Niantic has announced the dates for next year's Pokémon GO Tour event, and it looks like we're going to be getting two in-person events in two different cities, along with a global event, which is going to be available to everyone. Now, we can make some predictions regarding some of the special content that we might get with this event, and that is precisely what I want to talk about in this video. So let's get right into it. Alright, what's happening everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon Go video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So, we gotta talk about next year's Pokemon Go Tour event. Of course, the Go Tour event is one of the three major events that we get every single year, including Pokemon Go Fest along with Wild Area, and I'm actually looking forward to this one because there's a lot of implications behind this particular event. Specifically because if we go along the pattern of the previous Go Tour events, this year is going to be themed around the Kalos region, and something you need to keep in mind is that we're going to be getting a game within the Pokemon franchise, Pokemon Legends ZA, and that game is also set within the Kalos region. So I do think there's going to be a lot of really cool tie-ins to that game, considering that it is going to be released right before this event, and I also feel like this is going to be a great opportunity for us to get some really cool shinies along with some other nice surprises. So first, let's talk about those dates where Pokemon Go Tour is going to happen, and then afterwards, let's talk about some predictions regarding this event. Alright, so regarding this announcement, here is what Niantic had to say. Trainers, we have some exciting news to share with you. Pokemon Go Tour is returning in 2026. The best way to experience Pokemon Go Tour is in person. So get ready for two real-world Pokemon Go Tour events taking place in Tainan, Taiwan, and Los Angeles, California from February 20th until February 22nd, 2026. We're looking forward to welcoming trainers to celebrate together. But that's not all. Shortly after the in-person events, a two-day global celebration will take place February 28th and March 1st, 2026. No matter where you are in the world, you can participate in the worldwide finale of Pokemon Go Tour. More information and ticket details will be shared at a later date. We're mega excited for what's to come. We hope you are too. Alright, let's get into predictions. So, one of the things that stood out regarding this announcement is that they're putting a bit of an emphasis on Mega Evolutions. And that's actually quite surprising because when it comes to Mega Evolutions, after Mega Metagross comes out, we're not going to have any more. Like, the only ones remaining are going to be Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. And of course, Mewtwo is not a Kalos Pokemon. So unless they break the pattern and make this not about the Kalos region, I actually think we might be getting the Mega Evolutions for the Kalos Starters, specifically Greninja, Chesnaught, as well as Delphox. The reason why I say that is because of Pokemon Legends ZA. Recently, they announced that they are going to be releasing for the very first time the Mega Evolutions for the Kalos Starters, and I think that's going to be the tie-in to this event. If this event does actually follow the theme of previous Go Tours and takes place within the Kalos region, I think we can make the prediction that Kalos Starter Mega Evolutions are going to make their debut with this event. Now, don't quote me on that, that is of course pure speculation, but considering they're putting an emphasis on Mega Evolutions, I really do think this could be the case. Now, we don't obviously have any kind of data regarding the Kalos Starter Mega Evolutions, mainly because they haven't even made it to the mainstream games just yet, but I do think once Pokemon Legends ZA comes out, which is going to be in about a month, we're going to start seeing data regarding these Mega Evolutions within Pokemon Go. And like I said, I think we're going to see the Kalos Starter Mega Evolutions within this particular Go Tour event. That's going to be one of the major highlights, and other things we can kind of predict is of course in regards to Zygarde. This is a mythical Pokemon, or I think it's a legendary Pokemon. Regardless, it's a very powerful Pokemon, and we might be getting its shiny form for this event. I think that's going to be one of the major highlights. The fact that shiny Zygarde is one of those shinies that a lot of players would really like, it would make sense for them to debut it with this particular event to draw a lot of hype. So yeah, those are my main predictions regarding this Go Tour event. Again, if you kind of go off of the pattern of the Go Tour events of previous years. I think this year is going to be themed around the Kalos region. I thought it was very interesting that they did not specifically talk about that within this announcement. They kind of left it up in the air. They did not specify that it's going to be in the Kalos region. It's possible we could be going back to the Kanto region, and in that case, maybe they will release Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y, but who knows? I really do think this is all really exciting. I think Go Tour is one of the better events out of the three, and I will say that for the last couple of Go Tour events, they've done a really good job, and typically they release something really cool with the Go Tour event. Last year, we saw, I think it was Origin Form Palkia and Origin Form Dialga, and those have been absolute game changers. I mean, their adventure effects are some of the best in the game, and of course they themselves are extremely powerful Pokemon, and I think they're going to follow suit. I really do think they're going to try to draw a lot of hype around this Go Tour event by releasing those Kalos starter Mega Evolutions, or maybe they're going to bring it back to the Kanto region and release Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. I really do not know, but overall, this is all really cool. I'm really excited about this, and I think it's also very interesting that they're going to be going with Mega Evolutions, considering that the Kalos region doesn't have any Mega Evolutions currently until Pokemon Legends ZA. There's just a lot going on, and I think it's a really exciting time for Pokemon Go players. Now, the one other thing I wanted to say regarding this event is, of course, in regards to how it's going to go down. I think in past Go Tour events, we've seen major shifts in the format of the event. Typically, they have every single Pokemon from the highlighted region. So for example, the very first Go Tour event, we had all the Kanto Pokemon that we could possibly get. Every single one of them. And there was even collection challenges that involved catching every single one of them. I think a lot of players were very overwhelmed by that format. I think over time they changed it up because I think a lot of players wanted a more casual experience, and I think they're going to follow suit. I think it's going to be very similar to last year in terms of format, and I think in terms of the content, it's going to be all about whatever they highlight as the main feature, whether it be these Kalos Mega Evolutions or whether it be like, I don't know, like Shiny Zygarde, whatever it could be. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. And one other thing I want to note is that in terms of the legendaries, some of the best legendaries actually come from this region. So if they do go with the Kalos region, you could expect some really solid rating content. I mean, I would be really excited if they had a whole bunch of Kalos legendaries and that was the major highlight. That alone would be really cool, but we'll just have to wait and see. I really do think this is going to be a really cool event, and I think there's going to be a lot of really positive implications. And then of course, there's going to be some really solid content. I really do think it's going to be those Kalos starter Mega Evolutions. Could be wrong on that. It just seems like it makes sense in terms of the timing, considering that Pokemon Legends ZA is going to come out right before. And then of course, it would be a great way for them to draw a lot of hype around this event. But at the very least, maybe Shiny Zygarde is going to be the main thing. If that is the case, I'm still going to be excited about it. I won't be disappointed. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I want to talk about within this video. There's really nothing much else that they've shared. Like I said, they didn't even say that it's going to be themed around the Kalos region. So we really do not know what it's going to be like, but I would like to know your predictions. If you have any predictions regarding this Go Tour event, make sure you share them in the comments down below. I would really like to hear them, and maybe we could get a lot more hype around this event just through this discussion. So make sure you share your thoughts. I look forward to seeing them. And thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget the notification bell so you know exactly when I upload videos. And real quick, let me give a shout out to every single one of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you can do that is of course by joining my Patreon. And if you decide to become a paid Patreon member, I'm going to add you to my Pokemon Go friends list. That means for stuff like remote raids, the friendship system, opening and sending gifts, different things like that. If you want to play Pokemon Go with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you can do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms you see on the bottom of your screen right now. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow, and that will be a huge help to my channel. And you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to keep up with my daily life. With all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself today, and I'll catch you all later.